I'm back to my roots. And Orlando Julius is telling everyone to remember their home.
Is there a turn the volume down?
To tune the volume up.
Down.
Down. Okay, just. Okay.
Yeah.
Check it now.
That's good.
Is it okay?
That's good.
Yeah.
This is available.
So yeah.
Okay, so this is it right here?
Yeah, the green one, yes.
Okay, okay.
I am back to my roots by Orlando Julius, and this is Joanne on African Vibes, and this is African Vibes on Vancouver Co-op Radio CFRO 100.5 FM, and we're listening to Orlando Julius and Back to My Roots. We should not forget our home. We should not forget our homeland, Africa. This is where we all belong. This is Joanna on African Vibes, Vancouver Co-op Radio, and that's Afrobeat Jogba taking us into the stage program called Joanna.
Mm-hmm.
CK was here yesterday.
He was, yeah.
And he only stayed for... Were you there yesterday?
No, I couldn't. No, we missed it, but yeah, I knew
he was just here for 35 minutes.
I know. I heard it wasn't the best.
So what do I say? I'm supposed to talk about it in beats today.
Oh, did you go yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, the promoters were my guests last week.
Oh.
I know.
I don't know.
35 minutes on the dot.
Well, I remember when Burna Boy first came here, and he was only here for 45 minutes too. So that was kind of it could be the sort of thing where you could be like, it's like the start of like bigger and better shows because the next time Burna Boy came, he was at P&E Amphitheater, and it was a much better show.
Heard so.
So
I feel like I went to Flavor in Chicago. It was 45. He started at 9 p.m. and finished at 9:57 p.m. So I think again, like I told people, I went to Alicia Keys a week before.
Yeah.
And Alicia Keys was on for 2 hours non-stop.
But yeah, like Alicia Keys obviously has like a bigger catalog and more funding and more backing, and I think I don't know. Like I would love to know like the behind the scenes things of how this works. It's just like, okay, for this much you only get this many minutes, or I have no idea how it works. Yeah, but yeah, it was the same thing with Burna Boy. When Burna Boy first came here, I was like, I almost didn't even enjoy his set because it was like 3 hours of openers.
Exactly, this was 2 hours of openers, you know. So, but for me again, CK doesn't have too many songs. Yeah. So what would have happened?
It's true.
You know?
It's true, yeah.
So he's going on a tour either because of
his management.
No, his first song became a rev.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So
yeah.
His first song was a rev. Mm-hmm. So it was a TikTok rev. So I'm sure he picked on that. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then he didn't have too many songs to sing,
It's true.
Unlike Alicia Keys, as you rightly said, a plethora of so many songs of so many
a lot of released songs and like production, and you can do things.
She was just going on and on.
Yeah, my aunt was there. She had a good time.
The one at Chicago or the one here?
The one here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're coming on. Dear listeners, this is Joanne on African Vibes Vancouver Co-op Radio CFRO 100.5 FM, And you're listening to Vancouver Co-op Radio, CFRO 100.5 FM, streaming on www.coopradio.org. We are broadcasting on unceded territory of the Coast Salish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And the song you listened to earlier before was our intro song, which is Orlando Julius, I'm Back to My Roots. And after that, my intro song. The first is the intro to the program, and then the other one is introducing me, Joanne by Drogba. And African Vibes is on air every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We cover stories and news about Africa and the African diaspora regarding the dimensions of development of governance, human rights, food and agriculture, education, health, environment, energy, development and music, culture, entertainment, and sports. And you know what? Today we have a special guest that's going to be taking us through, is it entertainment?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So just hold that thought there, because we're going to delve into entertainment today and on something that our guest today has something to offer, talking about UNITY. And if you have any stories, news, and music you would like to share with fellow listeners and us or comment on the news brief, please call 604-684-7561 or email us at africanvibesvancouver@gmail.com. We are also on Facebook. Better yet, become a member of or donate to Vancouver Co-op Radio to support African Vibes. Interested in joining the African Vibes Collective? Contact us via Facebook or email on africanvibesvancouver@gmail.com. So I will let my guests introduce.
Hello, everyone. My name is TUNJI Taylor-Lewis, born and raised right here in Vancouver. Comedian, content creator, actor, and think this is my first ever radio interview, so I'm quite excited to be here. Yay. I've been told I have a really nice voice, so.
Nice one. Yeah. Good to know. And thank you for being here. I know you have a very busy schedule, and I'm so glad we got you to come on today. One thing we want to do with African Vibes is bring Africans for Africans, on in the station here to talk about what they do, how they can weave together the theme which you're going to talk about today, the unity. Even though we're not on our motherland, we're not on the continent, but how do we stay together? So the first thing I do, which I always take my guests unexpected, is say a proverb.
Okay. Okay.
So you can say a proverb in your native language.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people will be wondering, why are you called Adetunji?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So, for everybody who's confused, my name is Adetunji, yes, but I am not Nigerian. I am from Sierra Leone. It's not my fault. That's the name my parents gave me at birth. Do you want to tell us the origin of the audition? Because when I first saw the name Adetunji, and even someone called me today, it's like, oh, Joanne, you're bringing a Nigerian to the radio show today. I was like, no, just hold on. I won't tell you if the person is a Nigerian or not, but just you need to tune in and listen to Tunji. So I've had to apologize for my name since I was 5 years old. So basically, my dad, I believe he has like a great grandmother who's Nigerian, and so anyways, he somehow ended up with the middle name Adetunji, and that's how I got my name, was from his middle name. We are Sierra Leonean, and I believe in Sierra Leone we do have a tendency to share or take from related cultures that are around us. We do have like our own names. Like there are names that are out there. Like if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, they're Sierra Leonean for sure. But that's the name I ended up with, and it doesn't really help my case that I'm married to a Nigerian as well. That really confuses people, because then now I'm around like Nigerians all the time, and I'm starting to pick up on
some of our slangs.
Exactly, on some of their slangs, and then I start to use it, and then like my friends love to bug me, oh, you're becoming more Yoruba by the second, so I'm like, it is what it is. I've married into the Nigerian culture. I have a Nigerian name, but I am 100% Sierra Leonean. My dad and my mom, my grandparents are all Sierra Leonean, so
Nice.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you have a proverb you would like to share with us?
Do I have a proverb? It's not. I don't have like really an African like a proverb from back home, but there's a proverb that I was thinking about like yesterday, and I think it's not specific to our culture, but it's something that I've lived my life by, which is treat others the way you want to be treated. That's something that my mom has always taught me. So I don't know if that counts as a proverb.
Treat the way you want to be treated.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
It's actually a proverb.
Okay, thank goodness. Thank
It's
goodness.
actually
Yeah.
a proverb. It's just
Yeah.
like the way they say, dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
you know, as I've come up in the entertainment industry, I've found that that's not something that a lot of people live by. There's a lot of stepping on other people's toes to get ahead, or just not treating people with kindness, really using fear to motivate people to get them to do what you want to do. There's a lot of that, and it took me a while, like up until recently, to realize, okay, like this is something that I live by, but everybody around me doesn't live by that. So I have to figure out how to navigate that while still staying like true to myself and true to this proverb that has been instilled in me since I was a little boy, because my mom used to say that all the time: treat others the way you want to be treated, like everything. So yeah.
But do you know that's a very deep seated proverb, because if we want people to treat us with kindness, how much kindness do you offer people around you?
Yeah.
Just like you're talking about the entertainment industry. I mean, listen to TUNJI and then I'll
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's reciprocity though,
Yeah.
but it's how do you reach out to me? How do you reach out to people around you? How do you showcase or share your love to people around?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That's awesome. And to our listeners, this is a big one from TUNJI. Like month of October 23rd, this is 23rd of October, how do you treat people? So treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, and it's done a lot for me, because it pays off, because it just leads to like good relationships. And another big thing that I've learned, like coming up in my industry, trying to make a name for myself, is like this game is all about connections. It's all about who it's about what people know that you're capable of, but also people liking you plays a big factor in whether that conversation is going to go well or not. And some of the situations that I have the opportunity to do now is like really because I'm sitting in an office with somebody who I have a shared history with, and we had like good times together, and like good friendships that were built like a while ago, but then pandemic happened, we all did our own thing, and then we reconvened. It's just like, hey, let's figure this thing out. So that's been a huge thing. I never really realized how much a text message or an email were actually the things that would change things for me. I think coming up as an entertainer, you kind of have this fantasy of like, oh, I'm going to, perform in this big show or this big theater or do this viral video, and then I'll be discovered, and then my life is going to change. That's the big thing that we grew up with, was being discovered. But what I found is actually the thing is like networking and asking somebody who's in your phone, hey, I want to do this. Can you introduce me to this person because I think you know them? That goes a long way.
Look at how we met.
Yeah, exactly. We met at my
your auntie's place.
Exactly, we met at my aunt and uncle's house, and we had a great discussion about about the education system
and everything. And then now you're here, and now I'm advertising. I'm seeing you we connected on Instagram. I actually put your Instagram page on my WhatsApp status.
Thank you.
And then someone says, oh, I need to get the free ticket. I was like, follow the steps, So, so that's, our listeners, you've just heard a tip of the iceberg from TUNJI. Or TUNJI, which one is?
Either one.
TUNJI, So, but I will quickly share some of the obituary we have this month. We have Ethel Minor, November 9th, 1938 to September 21, 2022, raised in Chicago. Through her journalism and alliance building in the movement, Ethel Minor fought for justice for oppressed people around the world. She was living in Colombia where she learned Spanish, which enhanced her SNCC communication skills. Minor was a member of the Nation of Islam, Malcolm's OAAU and SNCC. As editor of the SNCC newsletter, Minor published an anti-Zionist edition of the newsletter in 1967, which angered the white press, which led to the fall of SNCC. Minor was edited Stokely Speaks. Then another obituary we have is Charles Melvin Sherrod, who passed on October 11, 2022. He was an American minister and civil rights activist during the civil rights movement. Sherrod helped found the Albany movement while serving as full secretary for Southwest Georgia for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He also participated in the Selma voting rights movement and in many other campaigns of the civil rights movement of that era. Sherrod's activism continued throughout his life through the Southwest Georgia's Project for Community Education, which is the SWGAP, New Communities, and as an Albany City Community Council member, he was married to former U.S. Department of Agriculture official Shirley Sherrod. We'll look at some of the events happening online and in person in this month of October, and we'll also be talking about TUNJI's in-person event later on. So, Health Matters in the DRC and the African World, Monday, October 24th, which is tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is an online event. The panelists for the Health Forum will address the challenges of healthcare in the Democratic Republic of Congo and throughout the African world. They will present state and non-state options for addressing the overwhelming need of the masses of Africans. The speakers will be Reverend Dr. Ruben Shrine of the Black Madonna Tuskegee University Hill Program, Dr. Samira Ade from Elam, and Miss Bibi Ndala Alaka from FOTC. Register at the Congo Week Breaking the Silence. Another online event is the Africa Early Stage Investor Summit 2022, Venture Capital for Africa, which is taking place Wednesday, 2nd November 2022. On November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Venture Capital for Africa, VC4A, and Urban will be hosting the 9th edition of the African Early Stage Investor Summit, online and complemented by in-person investor meetups hosted in cities around the world. The event welcomes more than 2,000 delegates attending from 75 countries across the world, the largest gathering to date, with more than 600 early-stage angel and VC investors connecting at the annual summit to take stock of the industry's progress and to chart the way forward. This event was taken from movemeback.com. Another event is the Africa's Digital Skills Conference 2022 Mobile Web Ghana, which is taking place on Tuesday, 8th November 2022. Mobile Web Ghana and its partners, conference organizers, presents the third edition of the African Digital Skills Conference. The African Digital Skills Conference is a 3-day virtual conference that will create a platform for both knowledge sharers and knowledge seekers to connect, share information, and learn digital skills. The conference, which will be facilitated both in English and French, is scheduled to take place from 8th to 10th November 2022 and is fully virtual. And the objectives of this African Digital Skills Conference is to promote the teaching and learning of digital skills across the African continent, to develop a common vision on digital skills needed, challenges and ways to overcome them, to create a critical mass of individuals, organizations with foundational digital skills required to bridge the skills gap in the corporate world, to contribute to the creation of a real platform for digital skills network and connections, and to build a solid digital foundation for Africa economies. And then in person, we have the Rwanda's 25-year aggression against DRC Congo, which is taking place on Monday, October 24, which is tomorrow. And then we also have the African Tech Festival, Informa Tech, Cape Town, South Africa, which is happening on Monday, 7th November 2022. And then we'll come to Tunji's show, which is taking place in person in November. But before that, we'll look at the countries, African countries that gained its independence in this October. You know that virtually 90% of African countries were colonized by one person. Cuba, or black countries, Cuba gained its independence 10th October 1868 from the Spanish Empire. Equatorial Guinea, 12th October 1968 from Spain. Fiji, 10th October 1970 from UK. Guinea, 2nd October 1958 from France. Lesotho, 4th October 1966 from UK. Nigeria, my home country, 1st October 1960 from UK. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 27th October 1979 from UK. Tuvalu, 1st October 1978 from UK. Uganda, 9th October 1962 from UK. And Zambia, 24th October 1964 from UK. And we'll listen to a music now by Guess No Other Person, Sade Awele. You know, our guest, you want
that is my wife. That is my wife. She is a very popular musician. Not just in the local scene, but she's like really making a name for herself right now. And I believe you're going to be playing Elevating.
Elevating. Yeah. We're going to be playing Elevating. And listeners, you know, we have TUNJI here. Sade will be coming in as a guest sometime in November. You know, we're trying to put everything on the calendar. You know, I'm excited when I get all my guests coming in because they just have to make way with their full calendar. Like, okay, Joanne, we have this day. And I'm like, yes, I'm clocking you in for today. Yeah. So, dear listeners, this is African Vibes on Vancouver Co-op Radio, CFRO 100.5 FM. And with me is...
TUNJI Taylor Lewis.
So don't touch the dial, and let's listen to Sade Awele, which is Elevating, and don't go away.
Don't go away. I wonder if there's a way we can make that. I guess they can hear it. Yeah, this is her song. So yeah, like this video. If you see the if you saw the set versus like how they made it look on the video, like they really put the resources together. Like wow, it looks like a way higher budget than it actually is. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, a way like if you saw like it's like a very small studio that everyone has, and it was just like a bunch of very talented people who just. And obviously like Sade with her like style and
exactly hairstyle. I think it's the video that brought out the color. You see, I love the candle, the cup, you know, the wine, the color of the wine just blends with it.
Well, they actually this is a funny story. So they actually ran into issues because there was like a certain budget for the video, and so everybody saw the budget. Okay, we're okay with being paid this much, but then they came and saw how the set actually looked, and they thought they had been cheated. They felt like the budget was higher because it just looked too good for it to be like this much. But it was like literally like a lot of like very skilled people who just knew how to like bring their resources together. So yeah, the video looks sick. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've partaken in some one.
Okay.
So who is the person you were talking about? Bukola?
Bukola, yeah, she's a young. Actually, you know what? To be honest, I don't really know any of her songs. But she's just like the young artist in the scene that all of us older people want to band around and support. Okay. I saw her live at the Van Block Party, and she did a really, really good job. So yeah. I don't know if she has. I don't even know if she has anything out on YouTube. But Missy D definitely has stuff out on. Missy D definitely has stuff out on YouTube. Yeah.
Is it Missy D?
Missy, just D.
D.
Yeah. That's her.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see.
I hope she doesn't use swear words.
I don't know. I don't think she does.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like a talented. She can sing, she can rap, and she speaks. She's bilingual too.
Okay,
So sometimes
I noticed the French.
Yeah, she puts some. She does some French in there sometimes.
I'll play her song.
Mm-hmm. Is this a recently released song?
Which one?
This one right here, or is that this song that you're playing right now?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one of the songs we play.
Okay.
Yeah. I use this radio as a way, coming here as a way to calm myself down from the
busy day.
This is the only time besides going to church, Sundays I go to church in the morning, then take my daughter for her music school. Yeah, she comes to Longa Makwe for her cello and bass class.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll run back home, then come back here. But this is I'm not reading, I'm not in front of my computer. But we didn't go to church this morning because I've been on the computer since yesterday.
Wow.
My outing yesterday, if not for CK, I wouldn't have left the house yesterday. Normally, I don't go anywhere on Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Shadi just told me that Bukola has music on YouTube.
Yeah.
She has a song called Fabric of My Being.
Fabric of My Being.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll look for it next time.
Okay. Look for it on the next break.
Yeah, because this one is almost done. I'll play Missy D then.
Missy D.
Okay, Bouquet. What's the fabric?
Bukola. So how do you spell Bukola?
Bukola.
Yeah, Bukola. Fabric of My Being.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen her live. She's very talented.
And she's domiciled in Canada. Okay, so that means because the things that for any time we play a Canadian, someone who lives here, they are supposed to give them money.
Oh, okay.
Anytime we play, so
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So.
Including your wife, so I don't know.
Yeah, we owe some people.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're supposed to give us a place where we write the songs we play in a day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, before we cool down, that is Missy D. Cool down, and before that, we all listened to Symphony Dana, Nzima, and before that, we listened to Sade Awele, Elevating. Hey, I can't wait for Sade to be here to tell us the reason behind every song she's written.
Oh yeah.
You know, I always want to ask artists, what was like the dream? What vision? Did you stay in your sleep to write the song? You know, just like for those of us as educators, I mean, as researchers or educators, you're like, they tell you everywhere you're going to just get a piece of paper, you might say something. So now, TUNJI, today's your day. So I know you're passionate about unity. Like, you know, the proverb you said, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
How does this connect to what you do as a stand-up comedian? And tell us about your show. I mean, too many questions just evolving. So tell us about what got you into comedy.
Yeah, so it's funny because it all ties in, like my passion for unity, what got me into comedy, and all of that stuff. You know, I think I have a pretty typical story of, you know, being a black kid growing up in Vancouver. You know, you're the only one, so you deal with, like, you know, certain types of bullying and certain types of, you know, sometimes teachers don't think that you're capable, and you get in trouble a little bit more easily for just doing like regular kid stuff. And so my reaction to that was just to try to figure out a way to get, like, to really just get kids to like me in school, because I really spent a lot of time like barely having any friends. And so I kind of just noticed that all of the popular kids in my class were funny. Like, you know, they were always like making everybody else in the class laugh. And so you know, so I just started trying to like make kids laugh in my class, and I was terrible. I was not funny at all. I actually just went to dinner with like a old friend of mine, and he told my wife, was just like, yeah, I'm surprised Tunji's in comedy, because he really wasn't that funny when we were young. But you know, I just kept on, you know, going for it and trying, and but I was always talented in performing. I was always good at theater. I was always a good actor. I was always very comfortable on stage, more comfortable on stage than I would say.
Yeah, so tell us, you know, I'm sure our listeners will want to know, what are some of the, you know, is it soap operas or films or movies or anything?
Oh, yeah. So recently I was on Riverdale, which is, you know, I guess a popular show on Netflix. So that's sort of like my biggest credit.
Riverdale, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a popular show with like teens and like, I think like preteens and stuff like that. So I played a Black Panther, which was awesome. You know, they gave me like a fake afro and everything, and whatever, they delivered my lines. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've done a few series like here and there. I think I was in like one Nintendo commercial that I don't think aired, or maybe they didn't put my part in or something like that.
Nintendo commercial?
Yeah, I was in it like a long time ago. I was in a Nintendo commercial. But yeah, I think like theater is where I really got my start. Drama class, and you know, that's where I sort of, you know, made my way, made my lane. But my talent for performing on stage, in combination with my passion for comedy and wanting to have a way to reach people and have a way to communicate with people and really make them happy, kind of led to where I am today. And now I'm doing stand-up comedy at a theater that I used to do a lot of improv shows at all the time. So it's a really cool full circle moment for me. So yeah. Yeah, so,
you know, I know I caught you short there where you were talking about, you know, comedy, but then how you started from performance, and now you've told us the films, the movies and the soap operas you're in, including Riverdale on Netflix.
Yeah.
So now, how did that transcend into comedy?
Yeah, so I think comedy has just been really an obsession of mine since I was probably since I was like in my first year of university. I got into, like, we had this improv group at our university. They did shows every other week, and I auditioned, and I basically got in right away because I was good, and all of a sudden I was popular on campus. So can you imagine, like, you go from like elementary school, middle school, high school, like you're an
Nobody
afterthought.
knows you.
And then in university, like everybody on campus knows who I can't like hi, I'm Tunji. I know who you are. You're like literally like that. So comedy really gave me all of this love that I had been lacking in my school career. Like growing up in church, thank God for church, thank God for family, because I had like a very strong base there. But as far as like socially, this was the first time where I was like socially popular. So I was like, okay, I want more of this. So really started to study like the greats, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart was really, you know, blowing up at that time. All of the old school, like watching comedy from the 50s. Like I was very focused on comedy. And so I think the day where I knew I wanted to pursue it for the rest of my life was like I did this talent show at my school, 400 people. It's like the big, you know, event at the school. Like you know, prospective students are over. Like it's a really and I go up there with my friend Nathan Stein. We do this sketch and we like just blew the place, like absolutely, like we blew the roof off the place. Like so much commotions. Like it was so funny. Like it was a lot of laughter, and I was just like, man, I want to. It felt so good. I was like, I want to feel like this all the time. So, you know, just really got serious about, you know, I got an acting agent so I could perform, you know, started doing improv comedy in Granville Island at the Improv Center, and just really, I just really wanted, if I could feel like this and also make money doing this, like I'm happy. So that's basically what my life has been about since that time. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's
I
a
know.
lot there. Yeah, it was, and I really started to take it seriously. Like once because I was an athlete as well. I used to do track and field. My knee went out, and so I was like, okay, do I want to go to the Olympics? Do I want to be an entertainer? And then, you know, when my knee just decided it wasn't gonna heal properly, I was just like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm focusing on. So.
Okay, yeah, that would have been my next question, because to say, what was that moment?
Yeah.
That aha moment that you said, you know what, comedy is it.
Yeah, it's funny. My dad is an engineer and my mom is a social worker. So I grew up like, you know, like in a very stable conditions, and I didn't understand all that went into having a career and providing for a family, but I did understand the type of careers my parents had and like the steadiness of it. And I knew I was going into a path that was very shaky and very unpredictable and very unlikely that I would make it. And so I really had to just have a moment with myself and be like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to like really work hard and really not leave it to chance that I will be successful. Like I really have to. So, you know, when I say that I was doing improv in this theater, you know, in Granville Island, which is the venue that I'm going to be doing my stand-up show at, by the way. When I say I was there, like I was in that theater all the time. Even if I wasn't performing, I was in there watching the professionals because they were getting paid to be up there. I had access to there, so I would be in there every day for 3 to 5 hours, just like watching, trying to study, trying to pick up on like the good things that they were doing. And yeah, I was very, there was no way I could have had like the relationship I do now and also do that at the same time, because comedy was really my girlfriend at the time. You know,
your job is your first love.
Exactly. And then through that we ended up transitioning into content creation. And you know, there were some issues I was having with the theater at the time. You know, I just figured, okay, these people are never gonna let me advance up to, you know, the paid position. So I had my little 4,000 followers on Instagram at the time. So I was like, okay, let me take what I know, take what I've learned and put it into that. And some years of that went on, and you know, figured out how to make content go viral and still doing comedy. And it felt nice to be in control of my growth. Because one thing you learn in the entertainment industry is like there's so much you're not in control of. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to come to that.
Okay, let me
but that's good, because I'm going to come into that, because I know every profession has, I don't want to say dead end. Yeah. But there's a point where you will say, you know what, I'm not doing this again. Yeah. Or I am going to wade through I'm going to go through the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
You know, it's either, what do they say? They say that I'm just going to go through it.
Yeah.
Through thick or thin.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I either swim or sink.
Yeah.
You know, and so what made you swim in this place that, you know, you could have either said, you know what, I'm done with this, because you've just shared with the listeners that you come from a background where, I mean, I know we're all Africans,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
Hey, I date Tunji, you want to say it's come. I'm trying to speak like our parents.
Yeah.
I date Tunji.
Yeah.
You say it's comedy you want to do. You know, it's
Yeah.
not, what's those 4 professions? Lawyer, doctor, engineer, and your dad is an engineer,
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine?
Exactly.
You know, lawyer,
Exactly.
I mean, even teaching itself is not part of the
Exactly,
form.
it's not part of the.
I think it was lawyer, doctor, engineer, and accounting.
Yeah.
So if you're not in those 4, lawyer, doctor, engineer,
Yeah.
lawyer, medicine, engineer, and accounting. You're not in those 4, and then, you know, coming from Africa where there's so much patriarch, you know, being a male child.
Yeah, I'm the firstborn.
Tunji,
I'm the firstborn.
I'm sure your parents would have said, okay, we need to go to Africa, let's pray. Let's go.
I think they definitely prayed, but you know what? I will give my parents credit. They were nervous, but they never tried to stop me.
Awesome.
They never discouraged me. It was just like, okay, but just make sure you get a job to make sure you keep yourself stable, like those sorts of things. But they never discouraged me, and I think that they probably knew for themselves that I'm very stubborn. I'm a very, very stubborn and competitive.
And determined,
yeah. So I think that my parents telling me that I shouldn't do it, like I would have just maybe wanted to do it even more. So like I think maybe for them, like, and you know what?
Shout out to your parents.
Shout out to my parents. Parents.
Those are the kind of, you see, and I think for us as Africans, you know, we always want to try and channel the professional routes for our kids.
Yeah.
Without, I mean, this is me speaking as an educator, without first finding out the talents.
Yeah.
You know, lay the foundation for them.
Yeah.
And then allow them grow.
Yeah. Well, I think for them, they probably saw, like, one thing my mom always said to me is, like, when you're on that stage, like, you really light up because
shout out to TUNJI's mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. Shout out to mom. Lucy Taylor Lewis. Yeah, I'm a very shy personality. I'm not naturally very social, and so she knows that about me, obviously. But then when she sees me up there on that stage, they're like, my family loves to call me like bipolar, because like, you know, like when, in private I'm really quiet, but then when I'm performing I'm crazy, I'm wild and everything. So it really is my outlet, and I think for her, she really saw that this is something that I wasn't just good at, but it really like meant a lot to me. And so they never discouraged me from doing it, and they saw how hard I was going for it. And actually they moved to Toronto because they moved to Toronto for like job opportunities, and I had a choice to decide whether I wanted to go with them to Toronto or stay here in Vancouver and pursue acting, because there were better acting opportunities here at the time. And I just decided to stay here, and I knew nothing about the real world. I knew nothing about, like, you know, how to support myself or anything like that. But I was just like, man, okay, I have to just really try to, you know, go for this. If I knew now what if back then I knew, what am I trying to say? If I knew all of the stuff that I know now, I probably would have thought about it a little bit more. But at the time, you know, you're naive, you know, young. I'm just like, you just go for it. So,
So going back to the question I asked earlier on, you know, was there at any time you said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not ready to swim. I want to sink.
Several times. I think the first big one that made me want to quit was like realizing.
I don't want to use the word quit.
Okay, I want to sink. I want to sink was when I realized the way that my industry actually worked, like the entertainment industry, and like when I realized that a lot of it is not based off of merit or how good you are. A lot of it is based off of who knows who. Or if you're the daughter of such and such, executive at this network, you'll get pulled through to get this acting gig over this more deserving girl who's been, studying and working really hard at her chops and stuff like that. That's it. This is not a industry where people always get what they deserve. It's very, very, there's a lot of politics involved. It's very, all the things that you hear are true about, like how, like, women are, judged based off of their appearance, or, Black people are only thought of being good for, like, only certain categories or only certain things. Like, all of the horror stories you hear about the entertainment industry, like, they're true. And, like, once I saw it face to face a couple times, I was very dejected by that, and especially because I was somebody who was trying to make my way up based off of my talent and based off of how good I was just like, I don't know how to be somebody who tries to manipulate and cheat my way up to the top when that's something that actually works. or I just didn't know, like, a way forward. But I decided not to sink. I decided to keep swimming, but that was like a really
were swimming against the tide.
Yeah, that was like a really tough moment for when I realized just how it's not like, the great thing about being a doctor, lawyer, engineer is that there's an accountant is that there's a path, and no matter what people's biases may be, a lot of this stuff is math based. Yes. So the math shows that this is the more qualified person. So let's give this person, or you can get a job somewhere. In this industry, you could be talented for a very long time, but because of just weird, whether it's biases or whether it's, politics, you have to wait your turn for a little while longer. So that was a tough pill to swallow for a while. So, yeah.
Okay, I know there's the word most time. I mean, we hear this all the time, and I'm going to say it as it is, being Black.
Yeah.
In this entertainment industry, in a different context.
Yeah.
How are you able again to swim against all of these layers, this tides? Coming against you.
Yeah, it's well, first of all, I consider, being a Black performer to be a great blessing. Even with how hard it is to, prove to certain people, like, what your value is. It's still just like this very, like, this very, like, beautiful, like, when you're performing, you're really performing, like, like, from your heart, like, like, from your soul. And especially when you get the opportunity to perform in front of, other Black people, and there's just, like, this mutual, like, understanding, man. It's just, I love, think about, like, all of, like, the Black performers in our history who have had, like, such a major impact on this world. It just comes, I love the thought of being a part of that legacy. So that's number one. But from a more practical standpoint, it's tough because, I'll be in meetings. I created this show called Meanwhile Black in Vancouver, and I'm trying to pitch it to production companies and networks. And can you imagine, I'm pitching this show, Meanwhile Black in Vancouver, in a conference meeting with all white people. So I'm literally trying to explain to them, like, what this line meant and, like, what it means, and, like, trying to explain to them, like, the importance that it will be for my community, but they have no connection. So they're hearing all of this stuff for the first time. Meanwhile, there's this thing that I know, like, if it gets backing, if it gets support, it's going to work extremely well. But it's just not a world that they're a part of. And even in the world today, where we're living in times where people are, prioritizing diversity and stuff like that, they're still championing diversity that they have an understanding of, that they're comfortable with. But if I'm making something that's very much catered to the African community of Vancouver or Canada, or the Black community, and it's just something for us, by us, it's very hard to explain to
the others,
the white decision makers, the value of it. I've experienced that difficulty, in the theater scene, in the film scene, and making waves. And so that's why, doing stand-up has been important, because, like, now there's the only decision maker is the audience. You know what I mean? Now it's just, hey, I'm doing this thing, come out to see me, and they love my stuff, and now they can come out, and I don't have to check that with anybody, so yeah.
So I'm going to hold that thought, because I really want us to build on what you've just said. The meanwhile, is it that the black...
Meanwhile Black in Vancouver.
Meanwhile Black in Vancouver. And you're being a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And how does that bring that unity? And, you've made a valid point here, or you said something valid, where you have all of these ideas.
Yeah.
But who are the black people on the table?
Yeah. And
even though your ideas is to bring this unity, or to bring black people in Vancouver, Canada as a whole together,
yeah.
But then, who are you pitching this thing there?
I know.
So where are the black people on the table? So hold that thought, dear listeners. These are some of the responses Tunji will be speaking to when we come back from this break. This is Vancouver Co-op Radio, African Vibes, CFRO 100.5 FM, and I am your host for today, Joanne, and my guest is
TUNJI Taylor Lewis,
a stand-up
comedian.
Tell us a bit about
actor, comedian, influencer. Follow me on Instagram at TUNJITL and TikTok as well at TUNJITL. Husband to Shadia Willie. Cousin to a lot of people. Mom's side of my family procreate like crazy.
Your auntie will hear that.
Yes, they will.
So dear listeners, don't touch the dial. We're going to be listening to Bukola. This is one of the playlists again from our guest today. We started with giving kudos to Shadia Willie, Tunji's wife, which we all listen to Elevating. So this is another person, Bukola, Fabric of My Being. So don't touch the dial.
Actually, let me hear this song.
Sorry?
I've heard this song before. Let me listen to it. Oh, wow.
Where you come from.
You know this song?
No, that's a popular song in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Is she the one here?
Yeah, that's her right there. Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Your wife, listening to her reminds me so much of Alicia Keys. I love those other kind of songs I listen to.
Yeah, the lyrics really tell a story. So funny because when you meet her, she's so quiet. She's so quiet and shy.
I'd love to get her here.
Yeah.
If you can. Is she young?
She's very young. She's like maybe 20.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
We played this song yesterday.
Oh, this is CK, right?
Yeah.
How was he as a performer? Because the videos I saw, he didn't seem to be very lively.
Yeah. I have, you know.
Yeah, my Shadi showed me a couple of videos. I was like,
she was there?
No. Her friend was there. Well, in the video I saw him, he was by a piano. Maybe he's like...
No, it wasn't,
No.
This is all they did yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. But there were 90% of white people.
Really?
It was full, the Hollywood theater.
But it was mostly white people.
Yeah.
No, white people are into Afrobeats now, you know.
See them.
Yeah.
All these people that singing around the
world.
world.
It was popular on TikTok. Yeah.
So that's it. And then this is his first. Is that him? Yes. That's how he came out. Then he removed his jacket.
He needs to be more of a showman.
Yes. You see people singing now.
Yeah. Emiliana.
That's all though. He was just walking up and oops. Up and noticed he was blameless. He was homeless. She asked him his name and told him what hers was. He gave her a story about life with a glint in his eye and a corner of his smile. One conversation, a simple moment, the things that change us if we notice when we look up sometimes. He said I would never make it, but I was built to break the mold. The only dream that I've been chasing is my own. So I sing a song for the hustlers, trading at the bus stop, single mothers waiting on a check to come, young teachers, student doctors, sons on the front line, knowing they don't get to run. This goes up to the underdog. Keep on keeping it what you love. You'll find that someday, soon enough, you will rise up, yeah. Back to the kitchen, talking to the driver about his wife and his children on a run from a country where they put you in prison for being a woman, speaking your mind. She looked in his eyes and a mirror and he smiled. One conversation, a single moment.
Is this Alicia?
Alicia Keys.
Okay.
This is one of her songs I play all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing it as a segue to your sing the song for the hustle. You know, the point she was on the stage, after a while she came to the middle.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
in Chicago.
In Chicago. Yeah.
I watched. Yeah.
My aunt recorded a video of her doing the same thing.
She came to the
Vancouver.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done well.
So after this show, this is an advert. If you want to keep Co-op Radio alive, please donate to become a member, or otherwise, just donate. And this is Joanne on African Vibes, Vancouver Co-op Radio 100.5 FM. And I have with me, for the past hour, we've been listening to my wonderful guest and nobody else but...
TUNJI Taylor Lewis.
A
actor, comedian, a social media influencer.
On social media, on Instagram.
On TikTok. Trying to build my YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff. But yeah, Instagram and TikTok is where you'll see me being, my full,
Yeah, and a husband.
Yeah, and a husband to Sade Awele.
And yeah.
For a year, we just passed 1 year, so.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So we just listened to, we listened to Buki, Fabric of My Life, and one of my favorite artists, I can't say my favorite because now I have, Sade Awele that I'm going to, I found myself listening to about like 6 or 7 of her songs today while I was preparing for this show. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like one after the other,
Yeah, she works very, very hard. And she's
going to be our guest soon, listeners. So on the day she's here, we're just going to flood your ears with Sade Awele songs. And, but for now, let's focus on TUNJI. And TUNJI, I played Alicia Keys' Underdog. And the reason why I love this song, she talks about, I think she released the song during COVID, where she was like, it's time for us to recognize the student teacher, the doctors, everyone out there working, because, and then the woman who is a single mom, waiting to feed her kids, waiting for the paycheck, all of this still happening in a world where there's still some people, like you said, those people at the table who are making decisions. And some people are out there, struggling to, who are sinking and not able to swim. And you have been able to swim against all of this tide.
No, I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm trying,
So again, tell us more challenges you faced and how you've, maybe give us an insight to how you've been able to overcome. Like you said, you're still facing it, but you're standing.
No, thank you. Yeah, like the challenge that definitely, comes to mind is, pursuing, your life and your career in like an unpredictable industry while also being in a relationship and also like, being married or being with somebody who you want to be married to, especially during the pandemic, because,
exactly.
again, going back to the whole, Sade's her day job is like, she's an engineer. So she had her steady thing going on, and for me, I'm trying to pursue, life in content creation and, entertainment, and like everything's, shut down. Like there's no jobs to be had because it's COVID and everything.
Yeah, everything's shut down.
Everything is shut down, and I'm really trying to make it work. And, as we established before, like I'm a very like stubborn, determined personality. So it really, really took me some months to accept the fact that, okay, like, at least I have my videos on the internet going on, but as far as like an actual work in like, entertainment and in production, I have to put that on pause. So, I was working, in a warehouse, working in a warehouse, which is not at all related to my career pursuits. I was able to get that job because I worked in my dad's, engineer, just engineers all over my family. My dad, managed a company at one point, so I got a job, a while ago. So I had that on my resume. So, I got a job in another warehouse, and you want to talk about just really, really questioning if you made the right decisions in life, and you had all this potential and you had all these dreams, and there were signs that you were gonna like make it as an entertainer, and yet you're moving.
COVID
happens, and like you're moving around boxes, and you're in this cold, and you gotta wear like coats like underneath your your equipment and stuff like that. That was very, very mentally challenging for me, for sure. So yeah, that was definitely another situation where I could have sunk, because like mentally it was very it took a toll on my I guess on my pride and on my self-esteem. So that's definitely something that I don't want to hide from people. When my time comes and when I gain the platform that I'm working so hard for, I really want to stress like how difficult the struggle to get there actually was, because I think in most inspirational stories for entertainers, they kind of make the struggle sound, grand, and what's the word I'm
sweep
like?
It under the table.
Sweep it under the table, or they romanticize it and make it sound like, yes, this is great, but no, it's not great. It's horrible. It feels terrible, and it will leave you potentially with trauma if you're not in the right headspace, and if if you don't have the proper support. So but yeah, that was definitely during COVID, and even after COVID, just getting back on my feet. Like, it didn't, the end of COVID didn't mean the end of, like working in the warehouse. It took a while for me to like, get back onto the right track, and, the right track turned out to be, another like bumpy road and stuff like that. It's very, there's a lot of things that tried to like knock me off track, for sure. But, still was able to make some stuff happen. And now we're getting into live shows now, so
wow. You see, that is, you've come through the waves. You've come through the waves, and you're like standing. So I mean, as you rightly said, life is a journey. But you said something earlier on that struck me, and it sort of like took me back memory lane, when same conversation I had with my son when he was playing soccer. He said, "Mommy, you know what? I can't be." He used to say, "Mommy, they can't put me there because I don't know someone."
Right.
Or, "Mommy, you need to know someone that knows someone that knows someone before I could be allowed to play." I was like, "But you're very good."
Good, yeah.
He says, "No, Mommy, it doesn't work like that in athletics." So listening to you now, this is a conversation I think I must have had with my son like 6 years ago or 5 years ago. And he says it all the time.
Yeah. It's you have to be, it really is in your best interest to be naive when you're pursuing these things, because if you start to know the way that things actually work, you'll start to get overwhelmed, and then you'll just start to believe, what's the point in even trying? Because you know, all these forces are against me. And it's true. Like you start to get to the point where, you know, you'll book a show, you'll book a commercial, and then you, like, you know, like I said before, like I've been on a Netflix show, so these things, you start to like look at these things through like a different lens. Because I think that, you know, just like anybody, you assume if somebody is on TV, you
become a star.
You become a star, or people will just believe that, well, they must be a very good actor to have gotten that position. And a lot of times that is absolutely not it's just not the case. Like, you know, somebody, you know somebody, or somebody's the relative of this decision maker and they get pulled on through and they get this role. Like, it's very, very much, it's very, very much a dog. And so for me, the thing that I had to figure out something to make myself stand out, which is why I invested so much time into my social media and into my personal brand. So that I could become a draw, so that I could tell, you know, whether it's networks or whether it's, you know, theater venues or whatever the case may be, hey, I have all these people who follow me who are, you know, want to come see me or want to watch something that I'm in. Here's the proof. So if you bring me in, I'm good for business, right? So that was the other thing I had to figure out. Like, after I figured out my talent, I figured out that, okay, being talented is about, you know, 14% of the journey. Now you need to figure out how to market yourself, how to be 86%, how to be like a good business draw. And then that's when I realized what racism was, because I was talented, I became a good business draw, but people still didn't want to put me in the positions that, like, objectively speaking, like, would be good for everybody, right?
So where do the Black people come into this?
Yeah. so where do the Black people, like,
come into? How do we break this barrier, this strong? It's a barrier, it's a stronghold.
It is a struggle. But you know what's amazing about what's happening right now, like, especially in this city, is like Black people are really, really starting to support each other, especially those who we can see are talented and have skill, but need to basically like grind it out by themselves and be on like an independent grind for a while to sort of get opportunities. I'm seeing it right now with my show, like the level of support. I've had somebody who doesn't even live in Vancouver anymore say, hey, I'll buy tickets, do a giveaway on your Instagram page. Like that, it's been like that level of,
and you coming here,
and me coming here, and like just like the level of support has been unbelievable. And so I think Viola Davis kind of touched on this when she was talking about, when she was promoting The Woman King, which is a fantastic movie. She said that...
Okay, maybe because of you I watch it. I don't watch
It's amazing.
Is it on Netflix?
It's not on Netflix. Okay. It's in the theater. No, but it's such a good... It's really good in the theater. But anyway, her whole thing was like, it's not just about this movie. It's about... This movie needs to do well so that we can open the door for other Black female-led films. So you guys really, really need to come out and watch the movie. And so what it basically comes down to is like Black people, like the reason why unity is so important is like if we support this person's initiative, it's going to catch the eye. And so like people can go into business meetings or deals and be like, hey, I sold this venue out 3 times or something. So like people are willing to spend their hard-earned money to come see me live. So that means I'm good to, you know, be in this TV show or get into this bigger venue or get this bigger opportunity. Like that's where like us really banding together and supporting each other is really important, because it's not just about that person. It's about the future opportunities that those things will open up for. So yeah.
You know, I think there's this African proverb that as one stick, you can't sweep the floor.
Yeah.
But when you bring different sticks together and bind them, you know, you're able to get a broom to now sweep.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what you're hitting on.
Absolutely. It's so I think that well, the first thing that needs to happen is like, someone has to like show that they are, that they have talent and that they're gifted and that they're working hard. But like once people see that, what I've been seeing in the city is that people are definitely a lot more willing to show up and show their support, like whether it's music events, whether it's the Van Block Party, whether it's my show, people have really showed up and showed out. So that wasn't always the case in this city, I must say. I've grown up in this city my whole life. That was not always the case. So I'm very just overjoyed to see.
So how has it evolved? How has it evolved?
Well,
I know Vancouver. I mean, yesterday I was at the CK concert, and amazingly, it was at the Hollywood Theater, full.
Yeah, and then Burna Boy concert.
Okay, I didn't go to Burna Boy concert. I didn't go to Burna Boy concert, but then, amazingly, the percentage of black people to, the white people was really wide.
Yeah,
and I was like. Even to me standing there, because this is my first concert in Vancouver, I was like, wow. So people attend, people are coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool. I think the pandemic really changed a lot of things because we were all, doing our protests for like, the Black Lives Matter thing, and, like what happened to George Floyd. And I definitely noticed a shift because what used to happen was like, if you were a black anything, if you're a black artist, you have to find your pocket of white people to be like the token black person for, and then like you sort of like have ownership over that space, unfortunately, and you don't see much of your own people. And so for me, the only way I was reaching a black audience was online. So like, the internet is fantastic for that, as far as like bringing forth your authentic audience. But definitely after the pandemic, I think that the black people in the city really realized the importance of really building our community from the ground up and really making effort and really paying money towards, making our economy and our industries, thrive. So I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it, and it just seemed like everybody in the city collectively got tired and be like, hey man, we need to
be there for one another to bring that unity.
Exactly. So that's what I've been seeing, and that's why I felt confident, putting on my show, because I was like, okay, I've seen my people show up for each other, so I think they'll show up for me as well. You. So yeah.
Okay, so I want to listen to. I want us to play one of your wife's song called Dreams.
Yeah.
I saw that again today, and it's like your dream is coming to pass.
Yeah.
And I think Sade saw this, and Sade, this is also speaking to me. My story I'm going to say later on, but I know this is your show, but just listening to that, I was like, yes, you have dreams. Yeah. Your dreams tend to come when you're sleeping, but then the plan is for those dreams to come to reality. And this is your show, which you're going to be talking to us about. Where is this happening? What is going to be taking place? And all of that. After we listen to Sade Awele's Dreams, Sade Awele Care, I'm playing two of a song. And then we're going to listen to Burna Boy Last.
Hey,
this is Last.
The summer anthem of 2022.
Yes. So Last, meaning last. You are going to be at the Improve Center. So listeners, don't touch the dial, because when you come back after these three songs, Last, we're going to be listening to TUNJI telling us about the show and where it's going to be taking place, and if they're going to be free tickets, what you need to do. And don't touch the dial. This is Joanne on Vancouver Co-op Radio, African Vibes, CFRO 100.5. So don't touch the dial. Sit back and listen to Dreams by Sade Awele.
Yeah, this one. I think I was in this music video.
Sorry?
I think I was in this music video. There were a bunch of us. We all went out to the beach and.
True.
Yeah.
Your aunt is going to be my guest next week.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll probably she'll probably come visit them.
Sorry?
I said she'll probably come over and visit us then, because
Okay.
I live like
Not too far.
10 minutes
It's
away.
okay.
Yeah.
And so maybe you just tell her where to park her car because she has a big,
Exactly.
you know,
Actually, it might be even worth it for
to drop.
me
bring
to
it.
drop her off.
Okay, exactly.
For her
Yes.
to like come to my place and then like we'll go
And yeah,
properly.
then you now pick her up
Yeah.
at like. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is David. Eh?
Yeah, David Marquardt. Yeah.
David. We went to UBC.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the one who filmed Meanwhile Back in Vancouver.
Eh?
He filmed Meanwhile Back in Vancouver.
Okay.
He filmed and he did the filming and the editing for it.
Of which film?
Of my series, Meanwhile Back in Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's actually part of the reason why me and Sade met.
Are you serious?
Mhm.
Oh. I know that we used to attend the same church when I newly moved to. His dad was a deacon or something.
Okay.
And his mom, and then his mom passed on. You know how that was a. The mom was coming for the sister's wedding.
Yeah.
They'll pass.
Oh my god.
Ugh. That was why the same thing you got, your auntie got the same award. I got the same award.
Oh.
You know, but I couldn't travel because of this. You know,
okay.
I developed heart problem early this year.
Oh.
So I knew that leaving Vancouver to travel and do that trip,
Would be too.
even when for me to go for my summer holiday, I was told I couldn't travel outside North America.
Is it so? Why are flights dangerous for?
Because you're going above, you're going to a certain, and then so going to Toronto, I would have left work on Friday to fly to Toronto, then do all the events on Saturday, then fly back on Sunday because I had to take work on Monday.
Yeah.
Because I'd taken off work the whole of May and June because of health. So I'm being careful about taking days off now because I need some days early this year, next year. So I just said, even when I went for summer, my doctor called me twice while I was in Chicago. I had to do video call to see me. I came back from my trip. They said if I could go back to work, I needed to go and run some tests.
Wow.
You know, like now I go around with a spray. So in case I develop a heart attack or something in my bag. So anyway, it was like anywhere you go to tell people you have a spray in your bag.
Wow.
So if you're hypertensive or have heart issues, you don't.
You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a tough one.
When did you get how did you know that you had like the heart problem?
I was at home in the evening. I just noticed I was feeling like as if I was hallucinating and I was going. And then I just called my husband and I was at work. I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling. So my husband said, okay, call our neighbor. He's a medical doctor. And then by the time he took my blood pressure, it was 200 something. That's how I was rushed to what's they call it, VGH. You know.
Wow. Oh, I forgot my vocals were in this thing.
Yeah.
That's me talking. I forgot. I forgot I was in that one. I did a poll on my social media. I asked, okay, should I come out to hip hop, like, you know, DJ Khaled, or should I come out to Burna Boy? And like everybody was just like, if you don't come out to the Burna Boy song, I was like, okay.
Oh, when they played this song, the DJ they played, the whole place was revving yesterday.
Yeah. No, he's done so well. Like I said, the difference between the show I first saw him at versus the one he just came to, like night and day.
Yeah. What is it? I need Igbo and Shayo.
Igbo and Shayo, yeah. Because he's so heartbroken.
Yeah, they said
he's so heartbroken. He's to smoke and drink.
He said his wife or his girlfriend broke his heart. Is that true?
Yeah, it was like this other artist girl, Steph London. He was dating. I think it was about her. How many views does this thing have now? Is that 1 billion views?
Yes. No.
104 million. How much is it?
104 million. Yes.
Okay. That's man. Some of these numbers on the internet is just like. Cause I've had videos go for like.
Sorry.
Some of these numbers, man, these millions of views, they don't even make sense in my brain.
No, Beyonce's own. I mean, I'm not a fan, but you see her own or Rihanna. Those ones I. Okay, we're coming in back.
1 billion, 600 million.
Dear listeners, we're back, and this is Joanne on African Vibes, Vancouver Co-op Radio, 100.5 FM, CFRO, and with me is...
TUNJI Taylor Lewis, comedian, actor, social media influencer, oldest son of 4, husband to Shade Willie, and cousin to many people.
Oh gosh, I love that introduction, you know. It was even your aunt that introduced me to that. You know, she says when you want to introduce yourself, you look at the ancestors or people where you've come from, the shoulders who have carried you.
Yeah.
And I remember once or twice I did that on the radio where I said, oh, my name is Joanne, the daughter of so and so, and then the sister of so and so, and then the mother of so and so, and the wife of so and so.
Yeah.
You know, so you recognize that you're not alone in this entirety of the world.
Yeah.
That you're surrounded, you actually have shoulders carrying you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you know, that's what you present.
Oh.
And that's what you've told us, that, you know what, because of all of these people around me, you know, this is who I am.
Yeah, definitely. And like definitely knowing what, you know, my grandparents were doing during their time helped me understand why I'm such an ambitious person, because you know, my grandmother, my dad's mom, you know, may she rest in peace, she was, you know, oh man, I hope I'm not, she was a medical doctor, and she brought like her and her family out to New Brunswick, so she was a doctor, you know, in the 70s and in the 80s, like, you know, like
an African
woman, and she was a doctor, and you know, both of my fathers were influential people back home in Sierra Leone. You know, my grandfather like built a school, my other grandfather like built bridges and stuff like that. So they were very influential people, and so it definitely helps me understand like why I'm so ambitious and why big things and big accomplishments don't seem that crazy to me, because that's what not just my grandparents, but also like my aunt, like all of my aunts are professional women who are also like raised families. Like these are like super women, and like, you know, my uncles and my dad. So there was no part of me, just because of what I saw, that there was no part of me that believed that I couldn't go for like the biggest thing and get it, because I'm like, well, look at what everybody else in my family's doing. Let me, you know, bring my own, you know, contribution to it. So yeah.
And so tell us what's now prompted you to say, you know what, it's time for me to have my own comedy show. And tell us about your comedy show. Where is this taking place? When is it taking place? You know, and give us like a snippet of what listeners are going to be enjoying when they get there.
Yeah, so I so, you know, I guess without going into too much detail, I came off of like a pretty bad situation, you know, like a work situation, and I got in my car, and I was just like, okay, I need to do something to like sort of like advance my entertainment career now. Like I can't talk about it, I have to do something now. So what can I do? And so I drove over to the Improv Center in Granville Island. I know a lot of people there, so I just asked if I could come up to the office, and I just said to them, hey, I have an act ready to go. Can I lock down a date for when we could do the show? This was September 9th, and so we figured out we could do a show November 5th. So like, you know, that's literally how it happened. We'd been talking for a while about like stuff we can do, but that day I was just like, you know what, like no more talking, no more figuring out schedules. Like let me just do it now.
It's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. And we did it, and we, you know, made all the graphics for it, announced it, and like I said, like the support that I've been receiving has been absolutely incredible. People are very excited. I think this is what people have been wanting to see from me, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know that people wanted to see me do a stand-up show, but you know, that's what we're seeing. And you know, I've been working on my material, you know, whether it was online or whether it was on stage, and so, you know, I was just writing, and I realized like I have enough to put forth. You know, I call it an hour of unseriousness. An hour of unseriousness. It's just you know, it's gonna be a time where I can be, you know, like, you know, myself, like my true authentic, you know, comedic self, and you know, there's going to be, you know,
your true authentic African.
So absolutely, where, you know, definitely we'll be discussing, you know, Afro beats, and, you know, being raised by African parents, you know. I'm telling you, TUNJI, go and sit down. Exactly. Exactly.
TUNJI, your mom is calling you to bring the what's they call it, the remote control that is just beside
right
her.
There, absolutely.
And you're in your room like, TUNJI.
Yeah, I have a bit I talk about in my show, which is like, you know, like when I was being raised, this gentle parenting wasn't a concept. You know, I have the gentle parenting now, where, you know, you talk your kid through why disobedience is bad. Is like, no, back when I was being raised, it was very simple. You did what you were told, and if you didn't do it, you're gonna get your ass whipped. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was wondering when I was gonna curse. sorry. You're gonna get your bum whipped. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was very simple back then. So you talk about that, but, you know, talk about, you know, things that, you know, in pop culture that, you know, appeal to, you know, Black millennials and stuff like that. It's very much just, you know, me and what I'm interested in, also what I know, like a larger audience is interested in, because, you know, some of those material that I used in videos did very well. So just piecing together like something that I'm very proud of, and I'm really, really excited to get up on that stage and,
we're going to be
perform
there.
it.
So tell us more about when this event is taking place, where, and before you tell us that, there's so many comedians out there, you know. Who was one person you like, damn, this is my hook, my mentor, my star, my go-to, you know?
Yeah.
Which,
well,
you might not pick one person, you might give us a list, but...
So, you know, as upset as I am with him right now, Will Smith is a huge, huge influence of mine. He was the guy who I first saw that made me think, okay, I wanna do that. Him and Eddie Murphy, I would say, are like my two like North Stars of like especially Eddie Murphy's, it's like, I'll never be as good as him, but I'm going to try to be as good as him. So the show is taking place at the Improv Center in Granville Island. That is my home theater. That's where I sort of develop my comedic chops and learn everything that I know about performance and comedy, especially in the live format. It's going to be happening on November 5th. It's a late night show, so if you're not somebody who usually stays up late at night, get your nap in and come on over to the show. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be hosted by my friend Randy, very amazing comedian. He's going to get the party started, and then I'm going to come in. And one thing I can guarantee to everybody who comes to the show is I'm going to be up there sweating. I will be giving my all. I will be playing characters. I'll be very active. I'm not, if we're going to, be active, we're going to have, I hope to, cause commotion and chaos in there. So.
And then you will hear Tunji's real voice. Exactly,
my real voice. Exactly.
The African voice.
Exactly. I'm very, very excited to just, be Black and be my authentic, African self, for an hour on that stage, and just give all of us in that space a moment to just be ourselves and laugh how we laugh, because we laugh loud. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I want to give us the space to let it all go. So yeah, for sure.
And what time is this event?
The event starts. So doors open at 10:30. Event starts at 11:15. So like I said, it's late. So I've been seeing a lot of people in Gravel Street. They're out, partying till 2 a.m. and, stuff like that. So, hey, come out to my show, make that the pre, and then go out to, Granville Street, which is not far away from the venue, and then, end your night off that way.
So the Improv Center is where?
Is in Granville Island.
So it's on the island.
It's on the island.
Okay.
It's a very beautiful venue.
Is it open or open space or?
Yeah, open space. You get your ticket online. It's on the link in my bio on my Instagram and on my TikTok at TUNJI TL, TUNJITL. It's on the link right there. Get your ticket. It's open seating. There's options for tables. You can sit in a booth. You can sit in the regular theater seating, whatever you prefer. You just got to make sure you show up a little early so you can decide where you want to sit, because so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to play Whiskey Essence. The essence of we're coming to the essence of the show. This is hey, you just need to be there. Come listen to Tunji in his what? In his authenticity.
In my element.
In your element.
In my element, yeah.
Okay, so let's listen to, Whiskey, which is Essence, and to Rema, Calm Down.
Hey.
Yeah.
Rema, love that guy.
Yeah.
There's another one that exploded. 112 million. Yeah.
112 million, yes. But this song, they were literally playing it in Chicago on the radio all the time.
It was so interesting too, because this whole album is amazing. I didn't expect this to be the song that exploded, but
is there another song there?
There's another song he did with Burna Boy called Ginger, which I love.
Ginger,
that's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
But this one, I guess Thames in her voice.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Black Americans love this song.
Yes. Okay, a listener says, great work, Tunji. Thank you for making us proud. Being married to a Nigerian musician should make Nollywood come calling. So they're asking a question, how should the African community support its stars?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to. I want to do I would love to do a Nollywood movie, and I would love to do like a South African movie. Like I would like that would make me so happy. Like, and to be like I don't know like an American.
Why don't you reach Stella Damasos on she's on Instagram.
Oh, I think I tried to reach out to some South African producers, but they never responded.
No, reach out to Stella Damasos.
Okay.
Yeah. She's on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, and I think people in Sade's family might know people.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
and then there's this guy there's a TV. He's a producer. He's actually doing. He's in school here.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Yemi. He's always posting. Yemi Colade. His name is Yemi Colade.
Mm-hmm.
I think he produces films too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I think I could play like the role of like a Black American or somebody's son who got sent, to Canada, the States, and like coming back. Like I think I could be that silly character that people can make fun of for being too white.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this song was what really brought Thames out, that she's collaborating with so many people.
Yeah, this was definitely her breakout. People forget that this is Wizkid's song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're coming down to the last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you just since I started hosting this show, I've found myself because I prep music and I'm like, I just like, gosh, I'm listening to now more African songs because I could stay I don't even watch TV, I don't watch nothing.
You just...
I'm on my computer.
Wow.
I just sent in my dissertation. It's come back so I'm sending to myself. So when I get home now, I need to make puff tonight, and then I will now sit on my computer.
Wow. Yeah. No, Nigerians and Nigerian women, y'all know how to work hard.
I know. It's just.
I just got into an argument with Sade yesterday because she went to the studio today and I felt like she should have been resting, so that's.
No, the thing is that you see me now. I mixed the puff came out.
Yeah.
And I just took my shower and started coming out. Yeah. Now I'm going to puff. Then when I finish, I'll sit on my computer. Oof. The earliest I go to bed is 2 a.m.
Wow. I'm a night owl.
And then I'll still wake up in the morning.
Yeah. You wake up in the morning still.
I wake up about 5-6 to cook breakfast.
No, but you need to sleep.
I make breakfast and lunch for my family before I leave home every morning.
Ooh.
You
gotta find time to sleep. You gotta find time to sleep.
Yeah.
You gotta sleep.
Okay, so I will reduce the mic. We'll come back to that. Dear listeners, we're back. This is Joanne on African Vibes, Vancouver Co-op Radio 100.5 FM, and with me is
TUNJI Taylor Lewis.
Yeah, so
grandson of OBC Taylor Lewis. May she rest in peace.
Oh, nice. And so, this is the last 10 minutes. I would like you to, respond to one question from one of our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
It says, how should the African community support its stars? And then what kind of advice would you give upcoming young Africans who are wanting to either go into entertainment in this context, and telling them not to sink or swim?
Yeah, so I would say when it's interesting that they ask how do we support our stars, but I think where the support really needs to begin is before someone becomes a star. I think that there are a lot of artists, musicians, comedians, actors, even athletes. I want to bring athletes into that who, our community, if we don't see them on a huge platform, we don't necessarily, support them right away until they've been, validated by, somebody else or somebody in the States, or they're on this huge platform, or now they have fame, or now they have, money or whatever. I think it's very, very important as an African community to support our artists from the very beginning. Like, if they just show potential, if they just show talent, like really, invest, time and money into supporting them and helping them and making their journey easier. Because as a Black artist, like, you're already gonna like jump into like unfair difficulties as it is. And so if we can get support from our own community, like, that would be like so huge. So that's how I would say we could best support. The advice that I would give to young African artists like coming up, what's the advice? It's just like, just keep going. Honestly, like, it's I think that, like I said before, there are things that we have to deal with that other races and other people, especially white people, don't have to deal with, and difficulties and obstacles, but that's part of what makes us great. That's part of what makes our art like so profound and so deep, and something that really resonates with people, is that it's coming from a place of where we take our pain, we take our struggle, we take our hardship, and we put it back into the art, and it just comes out in like this really amazing way that stands out. So
because it's coming from the gods.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of us come from, very spiritual backgrounds. Like, a lot of us grew up, either Christian or Muslim or, whatever religion. And so we already know how to, lift our voice into really
into the spirit world.
Exactly. Like, really perform from a really spiritual place. So, and like, really don't let anybody tell you that your superpower is, unrefined, or it's not the right style, or it's not how things are normally done, or not how things are should be done. Like, we as Black people, we as African people, just do things in a way that that is just like incredible. It's just amazing, and people will try to stifle that, especially in the beginning stages. That's when it's very good to be stubborn and hard-headed. It's just know for yourself how good and amazing that you are, and if you just keep trying to find a way to get that in front of the right people, good things will happen. So that would be the advice that I give. Just use all of it. Use everything about yourself, and put your all into every performance. So,
and then, like you said from the beginning, come together, that unity.
Yeah, like, just really, come together and really support each other. Like, don't we love to banter. We love to make fun of people, trying to do something, and it's not coming from a bad place, but we have to make sure that we're making sure to, in our poking fun at people, making sure that we're also encouraging, and make sure they're like, okay, if this is really what you want to do, you got to do this and this. Honest feedback, but make sure it's constructive, and make sure that person knows that it's coming from a place of like, I want to see you succeed. If this is really what you want to do, you need to make sure that, just whatever advice or help that you can give. That sort of culture, I think, will just like help us like in very, very big ways. So
Wow, Tunji, thank you so much. I mean, we're down to our last 6 minutes of the show.
No problem.
So this is a time where last word, shout out. You have a last word. You have people you want to shout out to, and you have something to tell our listeners about your show, that they should not forget to blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so I'll tie it all in. So basically for me, the reason why this show is such an amazing moment for me is because this theater that I'm going to be performing at, you know, I walked away from that theater back when I was doing improv over there because, you know, I was basically being told over and over again that there was no room for me, you know, with the professionals, with the paid positions and stuff like that. And that was very hurtful because number one, I knew that wasn't true. And number two, like I said before, I was good for business. I had my social media. People were literally calling the theater to see if I was performing, like, you know, as far as my talent, as far as like me being beneficial to the company, there was no reason why I shouldn't have been promoted, but I wasn't. And I didn't feel like waiting. So I walked away, you know, invested time into my social media, and you know, I just thought that I would never be back there because you know, I was very hurt by, you know, just the rejection that I felt I got, and that was in 2018, and cut to 2022. I'm doing my own show. I'm headlining there. You know, my initial goal was to just be a part of the group, of the higher group, but now I'm doing my very own show. It's just me. It's my face on the poster, like, you know, it just like, you know, life, you know, like I believe in God. So God really had a better plan for me than I had for myself.
So you had to go through the process.
Exactly. And like, and my goodness, what a process it's been, because I'm still going through that process, but it's just like an amazing full circle moment. And so
shout out to
so everyone, like, please, like, just come and be a part of like this amazing, you know, moment for me, because you know, I don't know if I'm going to shed tears before, during, or after the show, but like I'm definitely going to get overwhelmed and shed some tears, because like the journey of getting to this point has been just absolutely insane. So
so who are you giving a shout out to?
Giving a shout out to, of course, my wife Sade. Giving a shout out to my mom and dad, because, you know, without them I literally wouldn't be here. You know, giving a shout out to my brother. He also has a Nigerian name, Adeyemi Taylor Lewis. You know, a young artist doing his thing. And you know, shout out to you know, like the Black people of this community trying to, you know, make their own way and trying to, you know, build an established community in this city. We're getting there. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I could go on and on with the shout outs, but
shout out also to Randy.
With Randy, who's going to be hosting the show. And shout out to my auntie Abum, who will be in here, I think, was next week. Our guest next week is Dr. Yabum Gilpin Jackson.
Dr.
Yabum Gilpin Jackson. You see what my family's doing? You see why I have
who happens to be Tunji's auntie.
Yeah.
And I met Tunji actually in Dr. Yabum's house.
Yeah.
So Yabum will be our guest next week. She'll be talking about a major project, We Will Lead Africa. A project she started, she founded on, and I found myself been woven into the We Will Lead Africa, an amazing one. So, you know, So shout out to the African Collective Vibe. Epa Henry, thank you so much for giving me the shoulder to run and to host this show. And to Gilbert Kimani, to Willard, to DJ Willard Oliver, to Kimani, Karango Dictator, to Tenny, Tayo, Shirotish, Maureen, and Ali. And to my darling children, you know, Cassandra and Onyinyechi, I love both of you. You know that. You know, I mean, I remember Onyinye coming and saying, Mommy, you're going to the show tonight? I said, yes. I said, are you speaking to Kayla's uncle? I said, yes, I am. You know, she wanted to be. So thank you to my lovely children for just constantly reminding Mommy and telling Mommy that you can do it. To my colleagues, Michael, Katrina, and Garrett, thank you for all your support. Thank you for always giving me feedback about the show. I work on Monday. I treasure your presence. I treasure working with you. To my darling friends listening from the UK, from Nigeria, to all the listeners globally, I appreciate all your support. And Stephanie, I didn't miss you. I know you would have been here, but you have so much to catch up with. To my darling husband, Alex, thank you for all the love and the care. And to my dearest friends, Ken from Chicago, Lawrence from Chicago, and to Toy Belo of Belo Foundation from Indiana, US, I appreciate you all for all your support. And Our dear listeners, make sure we make a date next week with Dr. Yabom Gilpin Jackson. With her project, We Will Lead Africa. An amazing, you all need to listen to how she, Yabom Gilpin Jackson, started up that project and pushed it out. So don't forget, November 5th at the Improv Center.
Yes. Sorry. I spaced out there. Yeah. At the Improv Center in Gravel Island, November 5th. Tickets are $25. Show starts at, I'm going to say 10:30.
Yeah, ticket is,
I'm going to say 10:30 because I know my people aren't always great with time. So the show
we forgot to name how much the ticket is.
Yeah, the tickets are $25. It's not that bad.
So where do they buy the tickets?
We can buy the tickets, and the ticket link is in my bio on my social media. You can go, so you can go to the Improv Center, like on their website, or you can go to my social media at TUNJITL. The ticket link is in my bio. You can get your tickets.
Can we buy the tickets on that day?
You can buy the tickets on the day, but I would recommend getting them beforehand to make sure that you absolutely get in, because by the time the show comes around, it's gonna be tight. There's not gonna be as many tickets, so I would recommend getting them online ahead of time. So.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tunji. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, dear listeners, this is not bye-bye forever, but this is bye for now, and see you next week, and no other person but Joanne on African Vibes.